So before we start getting into the stuff about the Super Cub, I wanted to explain that I got a new phone and I'm using that to do a lot of these videos now. So I was testing out some different camera recording apps at the field the other day, and it produced some different results, some a lot worse than others. After some testing with the Google camera app that had been ported to the phone, it works really well for photos, but produces some odd results for video. Unfortunately, I didn't know until after I had already recorded the segments, so they're included in here, but I'll know for future and going forward I'll be only using video modes that I know work, and hopefully you'll enjoy. I'm out here at Newcastle International Airport. That's a little private airport here in Newcastle, Virginia, and I'm going to get to go up in a Cub today and fly around with a friend of mine who's a pilot. And this is going to be a pretty awesome experience for me. And he's about to show me his glider plane that he also flies. The thermals aren't really great today with all the cloud coverage, so we'll have to do that on another day. But at least today we get to check out the glider. See the main airstrip here.
What's up?
I take it this is where we'll be taking off from and landing?
Precisely. That's the whole airfield.
Yeah.
That's what holds your tail on. Pins on the wing go into there, just like there. That's it. And then all your control linkages, you got your flaps and your ailerons and spoilers.
So if that's one tool that you need, what's the other tool?
Oh, there's you technically don't need it. It just it reduces the effort in putting the wings together. The wings just slide in, but sometimes it takes a decent amount of pushing to get them to go all the way into the pins. So you can use a little lever to help you out to make it a little easier. Oh yeah, so this is your spar pin. So once the two tongues of the spar go in through the box and the fuselage, you put this in to hold them together. So this literally prevents the wings from pulling out of the fuselage. Just this one pin. And then these are the pins that carry the loads vertically on the wing.
Okay. And those are the wings, right?
Here are the wings. So each wing is 7.5 meters. So it's a 15-meter span. It's about 50 feet. The parachute is my seat back. So the parachute actually
gives you your
fits perfectly right there.
Gives you your
nice
backing.
back cushion. So,
nice. And how often do you have to have those parachutes repacked?
Every 180 days. Yep. It's got multiple static sources, total energy source, pitot.
Now I see it says it's marked experimental.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Oh, well, actually, this glider could be standard airworthiness, but the original owner chose to certify as experimental, just so there's more flexibility.
Okay, so what is this
right here?
Dongle here?
Yeah, so this sticking out from the vertical stabilizer is a total energy probe, and this is connected to the variometer. The variometer is a very precise instrument that tells you how fast you're climbing and descending, and the total energy part helps the variometer correct for dolphin pitching. So when you try to force a climb, it would seem to be that you're climbing in a thermal, but the total energy probe helps the variometer cancel out that effect. So you get a more honest indication of whether you're in lift or in sink.
Okay.
Regardless of what the pilot is doing in terms of pitching up and pitching
interesting
down.
So it'll be able to mix those two sources of information together.
So the variometer actually uses the total energy, and then it uses just a simple static source for ambient pressure.
Okay.
But there's some pretty interesting derivations,
and that's what this little
hole right there. So there's one on each side, on the left and the right, and that's to cancel out any pressure changes from a side slip condition.
Because if it side slips, it's going to change equally on either side.
Exactly. Yep. So increase the pressure on one of them and decrease it in the other, pretty much. So you got a tow hook right in front of the gear, or you got one right in the nose. So you can use either of those for aero tow. But if you want a winch launch or launch of your car, you use the one down near the gear.
Car launch?
Yeah.
So someone could,
like RC glider. You got your attachment point for the cable close to the center of gravity, so it lets you launch a kite kite up kind of.
And then once you're up to altitude, you can then detach and glide back.
Correct. Yep.
Awesome. So we're going to go fly the Cub though today, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep, yep.
Well, let's go take a look at that.
Sure. Sounds good.
Quiet day out here.
Okay, so we're standing here next to this Super Cub,
Yep.
and this is what we're going to go on a flight with in a few minutes.
You got it.
So it looks like you are testing the control surfaces. You are essentially high-fiving yourself, right?
Yep. High five. So
What is it you call it? Free and correct?
yeah, we call it free and correct. So freedom of movement and correct direction. And that's what you're looking for. So we just do a full box around the stick. And then give a little wiggle on the rudder. Hard to see it from this angle.
I definitely see it moving.
Yep. And it flaps.
Wow, look at the amount of camber that adds.
And I'll flip the electrics on. So you'll hear the strobe turn on. So we got a charged battery. That's always a good thing. And we got full tanks. So now I gotta get the fuel sumper. See lots of things to hit your head on for these. So that's our right tank that we're sampling. 100 octane low lead, blue, looking for no debris, no water bubbles in the bottom. I don't want to mess up the nice floor, so I'm going to put it back in the tank. That's up here.
So it starts off nose heavy and it decreases
Yeah.
its nose weight over time. So do you have to adjust your rudder or your elevator trim as you fly?
It's so subconscious, you don't even notice. But you do have to account for it when you're doing the weight and balance, because your CG will change. Check our oil. 6 quarts. There we go. Looking for oil leaks, linkages, holes in oil lines. Hoses are good. No birds building nests in here. It's always a good one to look for. And you want all the wires secure so they don't chafe and wear out. So you'll see just about everything has retainers or zip ties or whatever.
Okay, so we've gone through our pre-flight checklist and now we've got the Cub pulled out of the hangar here and we're about to get in there and get up in the air.
It's been a funny day, everything wanted to fail. You pile up on a table with bills that you haven't paid. Or you're about to have a test scene studied till you panic through everybody else showing attitude. You're caught up in the traffic, you cannot see the magic. Does life stressing you out, or you think it's tragic? You're battered through a dream song coming through. You're in a shack, dreaming of them days you're living comfortable. But I'ma be the bearer of a clear message. There's one life to live and we're not gonna waste it. So pack your shoe, pack your bag, get your head out, put your bike out, put your kite out. See it right now, we gon' fly out. Why lie, you ain't got a thing. Hit it and bar, get yourself a drink. Hit your friends on your cell phone, they gon' come home, party to the break. We only getting started, it's time to free your mind. We wanna be in-hearted, we sing it all the time.
I'ma show you how to do it, 'cause I know you're going through it. Let me show you how to do it. It's time to free your mind.
How to get away, how to get away, how to get away, how to get away.
There's nothing other to life than just living it. A word only carries meaning we give to it. If it looks like stress, stay away from it. But if it feels good, embrace it. If it ain't gibberish, far away like the galaxies, that's how far I stay away from travesties. Only put out the good like an embassy, and stay below the radar. I'll love me some privacy in a space of my own. One of those moments I'm feeling all alone, so searching that place I could call home. So got my head spinning like a cyclone. Need a moment to get away, leave it all behind and just get away. Go some other place, Mandalay. I'm tired of always being current like Faraday.
I'ma show you how to do it, 'cause I know you're going through it. Let me show you how to do it. It's time to free your mind.
How to get away, how to get away, how to get away, how to get away.
I'ma show you how to do it, 'cause I know you're going through it. It's time to free your mind. I'ma show you how to do it, 'cause I know you're going through it. Let me show you how to do it. It's time to free your mind. How to get away, how to get away.
Yeah, once again.
Wow, that was just a pretty amazing experience. Got to fly the Super Cub a little bit and experience what it likes to do when it stalls, as well as some more aggressive bank maneuvers. The whole thing was just a blast. I mean, being able to see from that perspective but not have the analog video feed be in my way as it would normally be when I do FPV. So thanks for checking out this voyage with me. This was a really cool experience, and looking forward to bring more content in the future.